The following is another example of the double-mindedness of the Hebrew Israelite sect Sakari. The clips you're about to see show Sakari attempting to, quote-unquote, keep the Passover in a nightclub.
Out here with my brother, you see it. You know, super fly. You try out here. Hey man, your boy went and did it for him, huh?
Y'all single, y'all can have some too.
Yeah, y'all single, right?
Yeah. Y'all single?
Y'all single? I'll be in first.
I got it. Wow. They're tripping. Let's get it. Let's go.
Here is a response from the leader of Sakari, Al-Azhar Ben Loya, who attempts to make excuses for the clips just seen.
You know, we had the Passover last night. Malvin, how about you mash over the wash for water? Akim are going to be a lot. Some Akim are keeping their Pesach today. People are keeping it on different days. That's all fine and dandy as long as the righteous acts are being rehearsed. We praise the Most High. It's been brought to my attention and to my deacon's attention. You know, a lot of people was mad last night, guys. A lot of people was mad they didn't get to be at our Passover last night. And then the hate started. Then the hate came. Said, wait, there's hate? Niggas is mad? Mad for real? How much fun we had? Here's the crazy thing, right? You know, they talk about the Passover being a solemn assembly, which it was, right? Baron Julia, how about you mash over the with water? We had a solemn assembly. And then we closed the solemn assembly. And then we had fun, right? I mean, if somebody has a problem with that, they have a problem with the Bible. And we're going to read about something. I want you to get from me, Deacon, 2 Chronicles 30.
2 Chronicles chapter 30, verse 1.
Uh-huh.
And Hezekiah sent to all Israel and Judah.
Uh-huh.
And
he said to all Israel and Judah. This is King Hezekiah, right? King Hezekiah is ruling over only Judah. These kingdoms are split at this time. But King Hezekiah ventured out of his way to invite his brothers of the kingdom of Israel, even though we were functioning as bitter enemies, even though the northern kingdom didn't care about worshiping the Most High anymore by and large, yet and still, King Hezekiah still ventured to invite the northern kingdom to this feast. Right, read on.
And wrote letters also to Ephraim and Manasseh.
It say what?
And wrote letters also to Ephraim and Manasseh.
He was trying to get all the tribes, man, to come and celebrate the Pesach. Read on.
That they should come to the house of the Lord at Jerusalem to keep the Passover unto the Lord God of Israel. For the king had taken counsel and his princes and all the congregations in Jerusalem to keep the Passover in the second month. For they could not keep it at the time because the priests had not sanctified themselves sufficiently. Neither had the people gathered themselves together to Jerusalem. And the thing pleased the king and all the congregation. So they established a decree to make a proclamation throughout all Israel, from Beersheba even to Dan, that they should come to keep the Passover unto the Lord God of Israel at Jerusalem, for they had not done it in not done of it a long time in such sort as it is written.
So they had
like Nehemiah.
Yeah, they weren't keeping the Passover right, and they had to get right. They had to get themselves together, right? Read on.
So the post went with the letters from the king and his princes throughout all Israel and Judah, and according to the commandment of the king, saying, Ye children of Israel, turn again unto the Lord God of Abraham, Isaac, and Israel, and he will return the remnant of you that are escaped out of the hand of the king of Assyria.
Because there was still a remnant of the northern kingdom.
Verse 7, and be not ye like your fathers, and like your brethren, which trespass against the Lord God of their fathers, who therefore gave them up to desolation, as ye see. Now be ye not stiff-necked as your fathers were, but yield yourselves unto the Lord and enter into his sanctuary, which he has sanctified forever, and serve the Lord. Enter into his sanctuary. This is proving that the congregation, sanctuary, all the temple. Forever, and serve the Lord your God, that the fierceness of his wrath may turn away from you. Verse 9, for if ye turn again unto the Lord, your brethren and your children shall find compassion before them, and lead them captive, so that they shall come again into this land. For the Lord your God is gracious and merciful, and will not turn away his face from you if you will return unto him. So the post passed from city to city.
So when it said the post passed, meaning he had it essentially like posters printed up, and he had his men go throughout all the cities in Israel and put these posters up like an advertisement. He was advertising the fact everybody needs to come, and we need to do what the Most High commanded. We need to have this Passover and do it right. Read on.
Verse 10, so the post passed from city to city through the country of Ephraim and Manasseh, even unto Zebulun, but they laughed them to scorn and mocked them.
The majority of northern kingdom didn't want to come back and serve the Most High, so they laughed them to scorn and mocked them. Right? They wanted to keep into idolatry. Right? Read.
Nevertheless, divers of Asher.
Diverse meaning you had brothers from the tribe of Asher. Read.
And Manasseh.
Brothers from Manasseh, read.
And of Zebulun, humbled themselves.
Some bucked up against the command of the Lord, right, at the decree of King Hezekiah, and some humbled themselves, right? Read.
And came to Jerusalem. Also in Judah, the hand of God was to give them one heart to do the commandment of the king and of the princes by the word of the Lord.
So all the southern kingdom and a remnant of the northern kingdom collectively came together to do this Passover. Right? Read.
And there assembled at Jerusalem much people to keep the feast of unleavened bread in the 2nd month, a very great congregation. And they arose and took away the altars that were in Jerusalem, and all the altars for incense took they away and cast them into the brook Kidron.
So they did away with their idolatrous altars, right? Read on.
Then they killed the Passover on the 14th day of the 2nd month. And the priests of Levites were ashamed and sanctified themselves and brought in the burnt offerings into the house of the Lord. And they stood in their place after their manner, according to the law of Moses, the man of God. The priests sprinkled the blood which they received of the hand of the Levites. For there were many in the congregation that were not sanctified. Therefore, the Levites had the charge of the killing of the Passover for everyone that was not clean, to sanctify them unto the Lord.
So they just gave the Passover essentially to the Levites, and we just dealt with it, right? Read.
For a multitude of the people, even many of Ephraim and
Manasseh, many northern kingdom, right? Read.
And Manasseh.
Deshaun, Yahbashim Yahshabrakatah, walk the water. Go ahead.
Issachar and Zebulun.
See that? Ephraim, Manasseh, Issachar, and Zebulun.
Wait, Salaki. For a multitude of the people, even many of Ephraim and Manasseh, Issachar, and Zebulun.
Listen, hey, hold on. Now listen, hold on. Right? Read. Keep going, matter of fact, Salaki.
Had not cleansed themselves. Yet did they eat.
They hadn't gone through the proper sanctification, but Hezekiah said, man, come on down and eat this Passover. It's the fact that y'all ain't came here, right? So read that again.
For a multitude of the people, even many of Ephraim.
We had many of Ephraim last night? Yes, we did. Read.
And Manasseh.
Many. Well, we had a couple Manassites, not many. All right, read.
And Zebulun.
Many Zebulun. Many Issachar. Right, read.
And Zebulun.
Many Zebulun. Last night, they mad. We just trying to do it like Hezekiah. Keep reading.
Have not cleansed themselves, yet they did eat the Passover. Otherwise than it was written. But Hezekiah prayed for them, saying, the good Lord pardon everyone.
So he prayed. And as the king, he made that intercession for the whole nation. Please, I know everybody ain't had it all together. Just pardon everybody. Damn it, we're trying, right? Lord, please. Go ahead.
So it said the king prayed that the Lord.
So showing you that they now, just because we get to a grand finale point with this chapter, but as you can see, it was not done to perfection, right? It wasn't done every detail correctly, right? But it was a wholehearted effort made by the 12 tribes, right? Read.
And it says, the Lord God pardoned everyone that prepareth his heart to seek God.
That's because that's what this is really about.
Rehearsing at this time.
They're rehearsing. They're in Jerusalem, rehearsing still. They just prepared their heart to seek the Most High and do what He commanded. Right? Read.
The Lord God of his fathers, though he be not cleansed according to the purification of the sanctuary.
Exactly. Even though they wasn't adequately sanctified to come and bring sacrifice, right? To come into the sanctuary of the Most High, even though they weren't. Right? Read.
And the Lord hearkened to Hezekiah and healed the people.
And guess what? And the Most High heard his prayer, and He accepted that all those. We came on the second month, and everybody wasn't sanctified, but the Most High still was with us. He still accepted that because of that wholehearted effort. So that's the same thing when people say, "Well, y'all got to go to Jerusalem." Y'all gotta listen. When we get together, a lot of us, it's what, 12.5 of us that live in Atlanta. The majority of y'all brothers came from all over. This is that rehearsal. He saw what everybody did. He saw the effort everybody made. You see what I'm saying? The same way, even though they came to Jerusalem with Hezekiah, they didn't do everything exactly right, but he saw the effort, and the Most High had honor upon that effort because everybody here had prepared their heart to seek the Most High. Right? Go ahead.
And it's the problem with post-exilic, trying to keep the law after post-exilic.
Exactly. After we got that Babylon exit, everything got messed up. So the Most High is judging, like I said, He tries the reins in your heart. So He's judging everybody based upon our sincere dedication to Him. Exactly. See what I'm saying? Go ahead.
And the children of Israel that were present at Jerusalem kept the Feast of Unleavened Bread 7 days with great gladness.
With what?
With great
gladness. Gabar and Michael, Yahweh Shem Yahshua Barakathon, walk the water. So with great gladness. So guess what? We had great gladness when we came together.
Exactly.
These 12 tribes came together at our Pesach that we was honored to serve, to have. And guess what? It was with great gladness, right? And niggas is mad because they aren't having great gladness because they're in the wrong spirit. I understand. I get it, right? If you wanted to come, you could have just came, brother. People that weren't Sakari members came. They just asked, and had people vouch for them, and they could show up. But they mad about it. I'm gonna explain something to y'all, right? Just as Hezekiah prayed, Lord, please forgive. I've been praying for months about this Pesach, that is executed in a way that was going to be pleasing and acceptable to the Most High.
While Sakari has yet to actually prove that they and the people on their 12 tribes chart are Israelites, let's examine the flaw in Alazar's line of reasoning. Alazar attempted to make a faulty correlation with 2 Chronicles chapter 30 and the debauchery you saw at the start of the video by essentially saying, while it wasn't perfect, it's the intent that counts. The problem with his line of reasoning is that what you saw at the beginning of this video doesn't even remotely mirror the intentions of 2 Chronicles 30 at all. For starters, in 2 Chronicles 30, neither Hezekiah nor the Levites engaged in, nor emulated the wicked practices which had made the people unclean in the first place. Nor did they allow the people to bring their wicked practices to the feast. In fact, Hezekiah sought to overturn the wickedness which had been brought in by his father Ahaz and restore order in the land. Hence 2 Chronicles chapters 29 and 30. This is precisely why the altars which had been erected by Ahaz to the gods of the heathens were destroyed. And more importantly, in 2 Chronicles 30, neither Hezekiah, nor the Levites, nor the people celebrated the feast in the place of assembly of the heathen. And they certainly didn't have scantily clad women there, given the actual Israelites' view of modesty. Hezekiah prayed for the Lord to pardon and heal the people. However, he did not imitate their wicked ways while doing so. Even the Levites were so ashamed of their former uncleanness that they sanctified themselves and the people with the offerings. By contrast, Alazar, who claims to be a Levite, doesn't seem remotely ashamed of the wickedness before him, as he smiles and basks in it.
Let's go!
But evil men and seducers shall wax worse and worse, deceiving and being deceived.